Alice Cooper used to babysit Keanu Reeves. Lady Gaga is the godmother of Elton John's son, Elijah. She was already the godmother of Elton's 2-year-old son, Zachary, but he was so impressed with her guidance that he doubled down on her godmother duties. Researchers have found 37-million-year-old fossils of a mega penguin in Antarctic that stood over 6 feet tall and weighed in at over 250 pounds. After the Battle of Waterloo in 1815, scavengers removed the teeth from tens of thousands of dead soldiers for use in dentures. The so-called Waterloo teeth were in demand because they came from relatively healthy young men. Guitarist Dave Mustaine was fired from his band for aggressive behavior. He went on to form his own band, Megadeth, which would go on to sell 25 million albums worldwide. The band that fired him was Metallica. In 2015, people who ate the Burger King Halloween special had their feces turn bright green. This was due to the combination of food colorings in the burger's bun, which was black for the occasion. J. Paul Getty, one of the richest men ever, was very careful with his money. Even though he was wealthy, he washed his shirts himself, used envelopes and paper again, had a payphone at home for all calls, and would wait in line for a long time to buy show tickets just to save 50 cents. The neck rings worn by Kayan tribe women in Myanmar don't really make their necks longer. Instead, they push down the shoulders and collarbones, which makes it look like the women have longer necks. Thomas Edison believed he had the rights to all films because he filed the first patent for the motion picture camera. Because of this belief, he hired people to wreck movie sets, thinking he was protecting his rights. In 1905, Frank Epperson, who was 11 years old, accidentally left a cup outside with soda powder and water in it, along with a wooden stirrer. It froze overnight due to the cold weather, and that's how the first Popsicle was created. Nike created a made-up story about their Air Jordan 1 shoes being banned by the NBA, claiming that Michael Jordan was fined every time he wore them during a game. Rick Moranis was fired from the movie The Breakfast Club because he kept acting as a silly Russian character while playing the role of the janitor. Sour Patch Kids were originally called Mars Men, but the name changed in 1985 to capitalize on the popularity of Cabbage Patch Kids. The waffled-style ice cream cone, hamburgers, hot dogs, iced tea, cotton candy, and Dr. Pepper were all first introduced to mass audiences and popularized at the 1904 St. Louis World's Fair. The first text message ever sent was on December 3, 1992. It was sent by a 22-year-old test engineer from his computer to a phone. The message simply read, "Merry Christmas." The true meaning of the lyrics to Bohemian Rhapsody still remains a secret within the band. John McCready started collaborating with Bausch & Lomb to develop better flight goggles after his friend's eyes suffered from frostbite during a test flight. This was because his friend had removed foggy goggles. Using McCready's ideas for the shape, tint, and fit, this design eventually evolved into what we know today as the Ray-Ban Aviators. Pikachu's name is a mix of two sounds. Pika Pika is the Japanese word for the sound of electricity sparking, and choo-choo is how they describe the noise little mice make. In 2015, a Chinese woman named Xiao Yun, who had been missing for 10 years and was thought to be dead, was discovered alive. She had been living in an internet cafe for over a decade, spending her time playing online games. During the Great Depression, a man anonymously advertised in an Ohio newspaper with a message that read, "If you're in trouble, write me." A lot of people facing hard times wrote to him asking for necessities like shoes, a coat, food, or help to save their families from despair. In response, many received checks from this person, who used a fake name to maintain his anonymity. In 1997, a mysterious event occurred at Cornell University when a 60-pound pumpkin appeared impaled on the top of a spire, over 170 feet high. It happened overnight, and to this day it's unclear how someone managed to do this without being seen.